Fire kiss, chef's kiss. Really
That's
good.
awesome.
You said it all. It's like inertia, momentum.
How's it go?
I don't even know. Bring back.
Stretch, yes.
I felt strong today, but everything was not 25. Everything was 22.
Changing up some divisions now. She wants to be champ. Doesn't want it just to be Derek champ. What's up, guys? I'm here with Lauralie, three-time champion? Three-time Arnold Classic champion. I can't keep up. I can't keep up with the wins. And we were able to do legs yesterday, and today, what do you want to do?
We're gonna do some back today.
Back.
Yep.
So we're gonna do some back. Normally, when you're doing back, are you working on pull downs and rows and things that a typical bodybuilder would do? Because I know that you have your own methodologies, and I want to be able to get into it with the workout, kind of like we did with the previous workout, where we can kind of walk through it so that the followers and listeners can turn around and be able to understand what your philosophies are. Are you doing basic exercises, or do you do some creative exercises like you do with glutes?
So I'm up to anything, but according to the category that I'm in, which is bikini, they're really looking for the hourglass shape, which
Yep.
means, a very proportioned top to bottom, front and back situation. So right now we're trying to bring a little bit of width. I'm trying to work a little bit more on my lower lats
Okay.
as well, but everything more width than density.
Got it. So when we say width, we're talking about like a V taper. So just making sure that the shoulders and the taper, and then it goes into the legs. But unlike wellness, where it's bottom heavy, they're looking for you to be able to have symmetry from upper body to lower body, correct?
Correct, exactly. Without, the size of figure.
Right.
And, we keep our hair in the back. So there's a lot of the rear delts going on.
Right.
And then whatever on their front post, people don't think we have to see the back, but you have to have back development here
Okay.
to have the illusion of a small waist. So
Right.
everything should be tying in, accordingly. But yeah.
Okay.
So with focus today, we could throw maybe a rear delt exercise at some
Sure.
point.
Awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some pull downs, and then we're going to go ahead and be able to kind of see what you've been doing in the past,
Okay.
and then maybe kind of throw in some different pieces of Pinata equipment that you have not tried in the past.
Okay.
And I think that'll be fun.
Yes, I'm excited.
All right, let's do this. Okay. Awesome. Have you ever used this machine before?
I don't think so. I did.
All right. Go ahead. Great. You're doing a great range of motion. Lauralie's really good at being able to get full range of motion. Stretch all the way up, bringing down, bring the elbows down, squeeze. Good. Slight arch in the back. Good. Again, the key here is not to lean back too much. So she's upright, and she's really getting an awesome stretch. Pulling those elbows down.
Yeah, we can increase it.
Good job. Good one. Good.
No.
Good. So what's your reps at? Normally when you're doing these, we talked yesterday, you said normally you're doing about what, 3 sets, 4 sets?
Yeah, about that, around
Okay.
that. Depending on where we're at, since that's our first exercise, we're gonna aim for 3 working set, 4 working set, depending on how that feels. The machine feels amazing, so we can.
Very smooth, right?
So smooth, so
Right.
smooth. And for me, back is very challenging, and I think it's probably for a lot of people because maybe we can't see it, or it's very hard for me to engage, and I have to really keep my step down and kind of like managing all that together. So when you're able to have a machine as good as Pinata's equipment, that really sets you up without overthinking anything. Because if you're more on a cable system where you're trying to get everything together, it's a bit harder. But that machine is fire, chef's kiss. Fire kiss, chef's kiss. Really
That's
good.
awesome. Good. I like how you're leaning into it a little bit, where you get even more of a stretch. That's awesome. Good. And for those that are watching this, make sure your seat's low enough so you can get that stretch without bottoming out the weight. Good. Stretch and squeeze. Good. Stretch and squeeze. Good. Good. Making everything look light today. Let's go. Good.
RTG.
Good. Good. Not too fast, not too fast. Pull, pull. Good. Slow on the way up. Slow, slow, slow. Good. You got one more. Pause. Good contraction. Good job. All the way up. Good job. Woo, good job. Good job. So one big difference between just basic lifters and people who really stretch is the fact that that full range of motion is going to really help you grow. So you get overall development, and what you're doing by even leaning into it more, it even gets even greater stretch, and I think you feel that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking for the stretch, right? So it's almost like I'm trying to bring my handles back exactly where it was in the beginning.
Right.
But yeah, range of motion is where it's at. What would you say to someone who feels their bicep during their back workout? Because that's something that happens to people.
Right, so there's two things that usually go on when that happens. Number one, if you have really weak biceps, they're going to fatigue before your back.
Okay.
So again, normally I don't see it very often, but it can happen, and you're going to have ancillary muscles kick in, and that's totally normal. But the first thing is just make sure that you have strong enough biceps to be able to work as an ancillary muscle group. But second thing is also making sure that your form is good, so that you're trying to minimize your arms. They should feel more like hooks, and being able to contract your lats.
Okay, I see. Do you ever use straps with your athletes, like handling straps for back or
Yes,
straps?
for the heavier weights, then when I like to do that. For the lighter weights, not so much, because with the men, we're working on forearms.
You still
So
do, yeah.
yeah, so you're getting a lot of that, forearm recruitment, so that you can be able to do that where you don't have to do a ton of forearm work specifically. You can just get forearm interaction with back because you're using heavier weights.
Yeah.
But when you're going super heavy, one arm dumbbell rows, barbell rows, then on those heaviest sets, then we're using wrist straps. All right, guys, so we did the Panada pull down. Now we're gonna go ahead, and one of the questions that we got was, Lauralie, how do you minimize your trap involvement when you're training? Because it's so hard to say, hey, look, I wanna get my shoulders, or I wanna work my back, and not get my traps to jump in and take a lot of that work. So what do you do?
There's a couple tips that I can give, for the girls that don't want to have traps. And the reason why we're trying not to have traps is to be as wide as we can, right? And have all that neck kind of like
More elegant look.
correct, exactly, and more, polished or like more feminine look. So when those can kick in is during shoulder movement
Okay.
a lot, and then back movement. So since we're doing back today, what I just had mentioned earlier is that I'm going to prioritize.
Prioritize.
I'm going to prioritize movement that is from down up instead of from up down,
Right.
instead of down up. So any movement that are bent over rows all the way to here, no, but I would do from horizontal all the way up to down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So being like doing a row, but not a low row.
Correct.
Because you don't want your traps to recruit. Okay, awesome. And then a lot of high pulls, so whether it's assisted pull-ups, whether it's a pull-down machine.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also, it doesn't matter how, the width,
Right.
right? Like if we're going more narrow or wide, it doesn't matter. It's more so where we're pulling it from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, she's trying to really make sure that she doesn't get too big in terms of the traps, because traps, even if you are a male bodybuilder and you're not the most wide guy, if your traps are really big, it can actually make you look narrower too. So again, whether you're doing bodybuilding or whether you're doing bikini, you're trying to chase after a certain ideal look. So having a muscle that's a little bit too big versus other muscles can actually throw off the symmetry and your silhouette.
Yeah, I love that you point that out, because people always think like the bigger the better, but it's not always the case. You really have to go off your frame.
Yep.
Respect that.
Awesome. So let's go to the next exercise.
Let's go.
Does that feel too low still, or is that good?
I think that's good. Yeah. So one thing that we're doing, and I want to point that out, is that when you're trying a new machine or a new exercise, no weight. It's not going to be a working set. We're just kind of like introducing, like an introduction set. I don't know, that
Right.
just figuring out, okay, how does that feel, and then we can start loading the machine. That's a good thing to do.
So you use that opportunity to kind of set yourself up with the biomechanics. So you're figuring out what your seat position is, kind of where you're pulling into this particular machine, chasing that feel because if you're really trying to come down lower, you're going to bring the seat up higher. Obviously, if you're trying to come a little bit more across the chest, you're going to have to drop that seat. So you're using that first exercise, that first set, to be able to just make your adjustments.
Yeah, exactly. And then we cut it off, and then we go, right into it. Don't exhaust yourself too much into that first non-working set, especially when you're trying to adjust to the perfect setting. Yeah.
Great tip. Okay. What kind of weight are you thinking? You want to try to do the 22 kilo?
Probably,
or 10 kilo?
Probably,
22
yeah.
pound? Okay, Edison, you want to grab that one? Okay.
Oh, that feels good.
Good stretch. Boom. Good. Nice stretch. Good. Good. Good job. Good control. One more. Good. Oh yeah. Still going with the stretch. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good job. Good job. How'd that feel?
Good.
Good. So do you normally recommend using something with a pad? Do you feel like it makes a difference with the stretch?
I think it makes a difference with the control that you have, the stability that you have. But no, for sure, it allows me to really stretch out more so if I was trying to
control
balance. I hope I'm going to be able to speak in an hour, because that podcast is going to be difficult. If I can't. But
You'll
yes,
be okay.
That's a good tip. When you're trying to isolate one portion, especially bikini, you're trying to not get your trunk muscle, activation.
Right.
So when we have that pad, it's very useful. That's a great machine. I love it. I love how deep it goes.
Yeah, so you can be able to get a really good stretch. And one thing that I've noticed about you versus a lot of other just people that train, whether it's a man or a woman, whether you compete or not, a lot of people just like to stop and just straighten their arms instead of giving that little extra stretch. That makes such a difference, because again, getting that full range of motion, just that extra inch or two of stretch is going to create a lot more of that ability for your muscle to grow. So just make sure you're getting that full range of motion.
You said it all. It's like inertia, momentum. It's like you're losing.
How's it go?
I don't even know. I don't even think I ever said that before, but like you're missing half of the rep. Yeah. There's so much on here. There's so much everywhere. That's why you're telling me, squeeze.
Yeah, squeeze, hold it.
And bring
stretch,
back.
Yep.
And then from there, that's when I start too, because I need to use my back, and then everything comes.
You feel like more engagement.
Yeah, all the way through.
There you go. Squeeze. Good. Good. Contract that back. Pull. Good. Good. Pull. Good job. Now just hold it there. Slow. Good job. Good job. Squeeze. There you go. Got this. Easy. Pull. Good. One more. Squeeze, pull. Pull. You got it. Good.
Oh.
Nice stretch. And done. Good job.
Whew.
Let's see. Now do a back double bicep. Because we know you don't come into this gym without flexing a little bit. One leg back, go up on your tab. You better watch out, Derek and Hany. You better watch out. So went ahead, exercise 2 is now complete. We just got done doing the Pinata row. And how did it feel?
Amazing. Really, really good. Yes, really good. I told you I have like a little bit of hard time, balancing both, but that one made it super easy.
Nice.
Super easy, yeah.
Nice.
What would you say about people that have imbalances?
I think everybody has some degree of them, but there's some people that need to do some extra work, and that has to do with some extra, massage therapy, ART, those will help. But also, if you are very imbalanced, then you might have to do some extra sets or reps with the non-dominant side, right? So if you have the one side that just seems to be a little bit lagging, then there's times where we go in and do some extra sets and extra reps to work on that weaker side. It could be due to injury, it could be due to maybe a spinal curvature, there could be some type of issue that you've had a long time ago, or somebody has an injury that was nagging to the point where they didn't realize that one side became dominant. So I tend to throw in a couple of extra sets and reps and focus on the weaker side, and then just make sure that we're getting, whether it's chiropractic treatment, whether it's ART, deep tissue, things of that nature, to be able to really help with the recovery.
Yeah.
Put your elbows on the pads.
Okay, here.
Yep. And then from there, then go ahead and pull down. Good. And the trick here is to keep your hands as a guide and pull with your elbows.
Okay.
Right? And then let your lats stretch on the way up. Okay. Good. And pull. Good. Again, we're setting it up, the machine. The shoulder is going to go right into what Panada calls the joint center, which is that red dot, because you want the moving portion of the machine to be in line with your shoulder on this particular exercise. If you're too high or too low, you're definitely going to limit your range of motion. Your nice stretch and pull. Good. And you're not pulling with your hands, you're just using hands as a guide. You're pulling with your elbows. Good. Keep those elbows a little wider on the pad and pull. There you go. Keep your hands just right where they're at. Perfect. You just keep them right there. Good. Good. Again, one more. Stretch, 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 stretch. And pull. Good. Can you go a little further up? Back? There you go. Good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, right there. So you want to go right to the point where right before you end up losing tension. Good job.
I think I'm probably can go a smidgen lower.
Okay.
My off center.
Sure. No, you can, again, you can do a slight adjustment, but just.
It's crazy how that belt helps though.
Yeah.
You have to do it,
Yeah.
otherwise like that you
Right,
come
yeah,
off.
it's going to lift your hips up. Good. Good. Look at that tight waist. Good. V-taper. Good. Reminds me of my waist when I diet down. Come on, good job. Let's go. Good. Good stretch and drive. Good. Go slow. I'm going to create a little bit of resistance for you, so we're going to work on that negative. Go. Good. Okay, slow. Slow, slow. Good. Drive. That's better. Okay, slow, slow, slow. Fight me. Fight me. You're a fighter. So let's go. Good job. Pull. Good. One more. Slow. Fight me. Fight me. Fight me. Fight me. Come on. Good job. Good job. And pull. Yeah, it's slow. 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 Last one. Slower, 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 slower. Good job. Yes, yes. Good job.
That's good.
Good. So again, having a little bit of fun, because obviously this is very different than open bodybuilding. You can really see that great V-taper that she has. Abs at just over 12, we're saying about 12 and a half weeks out right now, are just starting to show a bit as she starts peeling back the layers.
The Evogen, Lipocyte IR. Use my code CHAP.
I love it. I love it. You know what's so funny is I saw her, you know, utilizing the Lipocyte IR, and I said, hey, you don't like the Evogen? She's like, no, I like going back and forth. And then she wasn't kidding. She can handle your stims. You can handle your stims.
Which is, you know, before that I was very afraid, but there's a part of trusting the product because you're behind it, and also testing it out and see how it works so well.
Well, and you got the tip from Sid, because Sid shout out to Sid.
Yeah, shout out to Sid.
Yeah.
She definitely helps a lot on
Yeah.
you know the transition, because she transitioned from one to the other after
Right.
point in prep. So that made me try the lymphocyte IR, but
Okay.
then I still go back and forth, you know. So yesterday I did my cardio with the lymphocyte IR, and then this morning I did with the Evogen. And you guys are going to be able to see on the video, because I think we got some pictures of, you know, the difference.
Were you dumping? Yeah.
After like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So good. So good.
All right, so again, pull over, get a really good stretch. What I threw in were some negatives to be able to create a little bit more resistance, because again, she could go heavier, but she doesn't want to get so heavy that she's recruiting her, obliques and firing anything in her midsection. So you probably don't do anything super weighted either when you're doing abs, right? Yeah. So again, I used to do the same thing when I was coaching men's physique guys, and it was one of those things where when I was coaching Jeremy, we didn't want his obliques to grow, and so what was happening was I did not want there to be all that bulk within the midsection. So we kept it to body weight and be able to do hanging leg raises, crunches, the basics.
Yes.
You know, but guys like Hany wants resistance because he wants those blocked out abs, so that when he's hitting every single pose, he's got that muscular physique dialed in on every inch of his frame. So yeah,
Makes sense.
big difference. So that's why you got to be able to really try to accentuate your V taper and really fit the class that you're competing in.
Yeah, I feel like also controlling your breathing plays a huge part in how you end up looking when you're on stage, let's say. Like when you're training and able to control your breathing and like racing
Good point.
very well, then you're on stage, you get kind of, you get nervous or whatever, and then you get kind of exhausted. Well, that's when you're able to have that stamina for like your endurance. For
So
your
again,
stage.
the reps, it's a great point. Getting those reps in on the controlling of breathing while you're training is going to help you when you're depleted, dehydrated on stage, and you're trying to show the best version of yourself. So therefore, your control in the gym can be able to carry over to controlling your breathing on stage, so you can accentuate what you're bringing on stage. Good job. You should try competing. She's pretty good.
Maybe.
Stretch, good. So now you're going to be able to simulate more of that stretch that you had on a pullover machine. Good. Stretch. Good. And pull. And the other thing you can do is bring your chest down a little bit when you go up. Let's have there you go. And pull. Good. Stretch. Good. Good job. Drive. Pull. Good. There you go, right in the lat. Do you feel that stretch?
Yeah.
Contract, pull down, arch, and squeeze, good. You got one more. Easy. Good job. Good job. So guys, a little bonus for you. If you don't have a pullover machine, Lauralie just demonstrated a straight down pull down. I love the ropes. Do you like the ropes, or do you like to do a straight arm, a straight bar? Which one do you like?
I would go with easy bar.
Okay.
Bar or the rope.
Got it. I personally like the rope because if you want to go a little bit past your thigh, get a little bit better range of motion and go a little deeper into that range of motion, you can, especially in the midpoint. The key is also to make sure you stretch. So as you noticed, she was stopping a little bit, and then she stepped back, and then she was able to stretch a little bit further. And being able to do that, just that extra stretch, extra range of motion, more time under tension, and because now you create a bigger arc. So with that, now you're, instead of going to here, now you're going further up, so you have more time under tension too for that extra and the extra stretch. So again, two of them.
Going down or out a little bit?
I actually like a little bit out, just so you can get a little bit of your lats to be able to kind of rip those lats early on. So you'll stretch. There you go. Good.
I swear everything feels better. I'm gonna come back home and I'm gonna be like, what the hell are those machines?
Good.
You know? I'm gonna be missing your machine.
That's it. What makes you want to come back in?
I will come back for Texas barbecue.
Yep, me too. Go. Good. There you go. Good stretch. Keep going. Good. Good. Squeeze. Excellent. Good. Squeeze. Good. Stretch and pull. Good. 2 more. Stretch and pull. Good. 1 more. Stretch and pull. Last one. Stretch and pull. Squeeze. Good. Good job. Oh, good job. Good. Feeling good? Back to old bicep. Let's go.
Seriously?
Imagine like, move over so I can just see real quick. Yeah, right there. Yeah. That's gonna be a good thumbnail.
Is it good?
Yeah. Go. Excellent. Good. Cool. Good. Don't forget to breathe. There you go. Don't hold your breath. Let's go. Good. 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 Pull. Oh, you got one more. Come on. Good. Higher. Good. Now go slow. Good. Good job. All right, so what we're doing is we are finishing off with a assisted pull-up, and this is one of the things that you like to do at the very end of your workout, right?
Either at the very end or at the very beginning. So it depends. If we do it in the beginning, we'll do the same thing. We're gonna stretch all the way, let it stretch for like 10 seconds, and then I go and rub them out. But that's the end of the workout. Because we started closer grip, we're gonna finish wide grip, or I start with wide grip and then I finish with close grip, something like that.
Awesome. So we have the ability for Lauralie to be able to share with us what her tips, her tricks, and what her strategy is going into this year's 2024 Miss Olympia Bikini competition. So it's been great having you here. And it's been a very long time since I've been able to coach anybody on the bikini level. Again, probably at least 10 years. And that's why I wanted you guys to be able to firsthand see what a current champion is doing. What is she doing? How is she doing it? What her philosophies are. And so hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let us know which body parts you'd like to see next time we bring Lauralie in here. And if you have any additional questions that she's going to try to jump into the comments and be able to also maybe be able to answer some of the questions in the YouTube. So again, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to add at the end of this that you think that would be able to help the viewers?
I think I'll be back for every single body part. I think I've learned so much, so thank you for having me here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the sport is evolving so much, but there is definitely place for more information, especially with training. There's so much sound bites out there, but there's not really, science behind it. So trying to make bikini a science is very difficult because it's very individual, right? So what works for me might not work for others, but I think the tips that we've been giving to the audience on this video is going to be useful. If you try things out, let us know in the comment. We'd love to hear your feedback and how we can help your journey on making you better and show up at your best on stage. And don't forget to use my code CHAP on Evogen. I see y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much for being here today and watching and supporting the Evogen YouTube. And yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hany Rambod, Lauralie. Peace.